Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Sullivan family. It's Wednesday. It's midweek. We're on the second to last week of the summer holidays. It's still not very sunny. We've spent the last couple of days in the house because I've just had lots. Ben went back to work on Monday, and I've had lots of bits and pieces to kind of sort out because obviously he was off last week. We were out and about when we could. He also wasn't feeling very well. We obviously had, it was a bit of a stressful week last week, but I didn't get much done at home. So we spent the last couple of days just chilling out in the house, really. Toby's not been feeling very well yesterday, so he's kind of been in bed, to be honest. He's got a bit of a headache and an earache, so he's not feeling 100%. So they just were playing out in the garden really yesterday for most of the day. Luckily, it was quite warm. It was quite windy, but it was quite warm, so they just played out in the garden. And on Monday, they just kind of, everyone seemed to be just quite happy to chill out at home. So that's what we've done for the last couple of days. But this morning, I've still got 1,000,001 things to do around the house, but I thought we better go out to get some fresh air because we haven't had, you know, apart from being in the garden, we haven't been out very far. So we're going to take a walk down to Station Park this morning. It's very windy, but it's not raining and it's kind of warm. So we're going to take a walk down to the park this morning and just let them burn off some energy. And then I'll be back to doing what I've got to do this afternoon.
Mummy, the water goes all the way over there to the sea.
Does it?
Yeah. It goes so that's
It's a beautiful morning down here, look.
Is Seafest on?
Yeah, I think so.
Seafest?
Oh, yeah, Seafest is this week.
It's not next week.
Next week.
Don't they have a fair?
No.
You'll never bring it back.
It's a beautiful morning.
I think there's
It's a bit windy. It's not quite as windy down here, and the sun is actually shining a bit more now. There's some clouds over there, which is a bit iffy. We're not looking at them.
found a really cute dog.
We did, but the river is really low this morning, so you can actually. So when the river's really low, you could theoretically walk across, but it's not very safe. It's deeper than it looks, but it's beautiful. I'll turn it around.
The sun hitting under the river. Do you want me to move it? I want it higher. I can't do it higher because I'm not holding on. Whoa, I'm holding on.
Where are you going, Jojo?
I'm not sure where he wants to go.
Which way are you going, dude?
Do you want to go down the pole? Or do you want to go down the side? Down the side. Okay. I'm too tall. Fast. It's really fast. It's really fast. One then. Down the side. I'll go down too. Fall down.
You fall down.
Choke. I fall down. That was amazing.
Flo Flo's awake. Are you awake, Flo Flo? Yeah? What are we doing? Hey? Flo Flo? Say hi. You're going to have a little touch? What are you going to tell everyone? Yeah? Okay, so we're back from the park. We went to the park and came back, did lunch. It's still really windy. So we just finished lunch and now I'm doing the washing. They're all out in the garden. And I just got to show you Florence because she's taken a liking to the swing. How are you doing, Flo? She's not very happy.
Mommy, mine don't
You're in your favourite place.
Mommy, mine no.
Go, Flo. Go, Flo.
Florence.
Florence. Hello, Flo.
Hello.
Hi. Do you like the swing?
Do you like it?
Is it your favourite? Your bubbles, Agnes.
Bubble.
Oh, bubbles.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm gonna see this one. I have one. There's a really big spider on the back. That's what I'm getting. No, I'm just getting hit by it. That makes massive bubbles. Oh, I made a massive bubble from it. Oh, there's big more bubbles in there.
So they're playing bubbles in the garden for a minute. We were going to put the bouncy castle up, but there's a really big black cloud. It looks like it might rain, and I don't want to get it wet, so I'm going to wait and see if that cloud shifts, and then we might put it up for a bit. So yeah, they're just playing in the garden for a bit, and I'm going to go and do my washing and some other bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm in the middle of filming another video at the moment as well on Agnes's clothes, part 2 of the clothes video I did for Agnes the other day. So we are moving. I'm nearly finished putting all her stuff away, but you'll probably know from other videos she only has a chest of drawers, this one, and she's got some boxes that go under the bed, and she's got some boxes which are down there which have got jumpers and stuff in. But the drawers are broken. So as I said in my other video, she's got some plastic drawers, but we've put most of the clothes away in them now, but we need to move that and all the clothes that are in it so that we can put her other drawers back into here, and then we can finish off the rest of it. So that is my task. The baby also needs feeding, but she's asleep, but she's due a bottle. So I'm just going to start it and see what I can get done. Yeah, see how we get on. Found a quiet place for a minute. The baby is watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse in a swing chair, going to sleep because she's a bit tired and a bit grumpy. The others are in the garden, but the twins are in a particularly difficult mood these past few days, and they're quite taxing at the moment, bless them. Love them to bits, but sometimes they can be very taxing. They're like a bit of a tag team, the twins. So you find that you'll have one good day with one of them, and then the next day can be bad, but the other one's having a good day. So there's always, sometimes it feels that there's always one of them having a bad day and one of them having a good day, and they're not normally on the same day. So they're just at that kind of, that sort of age, 6 coming up to 7. Of course, they're that little bit, so would normally hit about 5-ish, that kind of stage. That sort of pushing the boundaries stage again, after they've sort of finished primary 1 and they're growing up a little bit, so they're constantly pushing the boundaries to see what they can get away with. But they're still quite little, so they still don't get everything, they still don't understand everything, and obviously their emotions they don't always keep up with everything, so they're still kind of understanding how to handle their emotions, but whilst pushing the boundaries at the same time. So it's that age can be quite taxing sometimes, and when you've got twins and they both do it on different days, you constantly feel like you're kind of at loggerheads with them. But yeah, they've just both just had some time out, put it that way, and they've gone back outside now. They're happy now, apart from they did just bash each other's heads by accident, but they've gone back outside. So I think you find that a lot actually with different ages and stages. That's the one thing I'll say about parenting actually, is when people say, oh, you know, we've cracked it, we've got it, and you think, no, you haven't, because you just wait till the next stage. So, you know, people, as soon as you think you've got a handle on things and you've kind of, you know, cracked the parenting thing and you're getting on really well, normally they'll hit another stage. It's why I've never ever said things like, oh yeah, the baby's sleeping through the night, or any of those sorts of things, because you think the baby won't, you know. I mean, we were quite lucky with Elizabeth. She did sleep through the night for about 6 weeks, but I never said anything because I thought if I say something, then she's just going to stop sleeping. But yeah, whenever you think you've got it all together, something will come along, a different age, a different stage will come along and smack you on, and then you're all out of sorts again. So you kind of just have to take it as it goes, and you know, they grow through the stages. You just have to kind of work with them on them. I think sometimes it can be frustrating, especially when you feel like a lot of it is aimed at you, but it's not. It's just them trying to work out their emotions and find their boundaries and things like that. And yeah, sometimes you can feel that it's all kind of pressure on you. But I think if you try and work with them, and try and keep calm as much as you can, which isn't always easy, and I know that, it's definitely, I probably handle things differently now with the younger ones than I did with the older ones. I mean, the older ones, you know, they've turned out great. Look at them, they're brilliant, you know, they're all fantastic. But I probably was a lot stricter with them when they were little than I am with the little ones now. But then I probably do things slightly differently with the little ones now, because parenting's changed, we've changed as people, you know, we're a lot more laid back now than we were back then. So it's not that they don't get rules, because they do, you know, but maybe not, I don't kind of pick up on so many things that I maybe would have done with the older ones for whatever reason. I also felt with the older ones, when they were little, I felt very judged. You know, obviously I had 5 really, if you count Noah. We had 4 girls under 3, and then obviously we had Noah. So I did feel I was a lot younger. I felt very judged as a parent, and in my parenting I felt quite judged, because obviously we had 5 children at the time, and even up to when we had Toby, you know, obviously we had 7 children, and we would stick out like a sore thumb as we do now. But whereas now it doesn't bother me so much, and I'm a lot more confident in myself and my parenting. Agnes has just turned the tap on. She's turned it off again now. She thinks I can't see her, but I can. Oh, she's trying to fill up the bubbles. They've got bubbles, and she's got one pot that's not attached to the thing, and she thinks I can't see her. Anyway, as I was saying, I think I did used to feel very judged and feel that I had to get everything right, and the kids had to be, you know, pristine and well behaved and all of that. And I mean, the young ones are well behaved, and we are, you know, but I probably approach it in a slightly different way than I did when the older ones were younger. And I probably enjoy parenting a lot more. Not that I didn't enjoy it back then, I don't mean like that. I did enjoy it, but like I said, I felt very judged, and I felt that I couldn't, you know, if I got it wrong, it was a really, really bad thing and everyone would think I was a failure and all that sort of stuff. Whereas now, it's just life. We all get things wrong from time to time. And parenting, it can be, you know, it's a hard job. It's, you know, you're trying to get things right all the time for the sake of your kids, for the sake of you. It's trying to get it right. And it's sometimes in trying to get it right, you get it wrong. But I think it's accepting that you do get things wrong. We're only human. You do get things wrong. Sometimes you handle things wrong. Sometimes you handle things badly. Sometimes, you know, sometimes you handle things brilliantly, but sometimes you do the wrong thing, and that's just how it is. But, you know, turning around and saying, you know, I'll quite happily apologise to the kids if I think I've done something wrong, or I was, you know, I shouldn't have said something, and I think that's kind of why we've got such a good relationship, especially with the older ones now they've grown up, is that, you know, I will say, I'm sorry I shouldn't have said that, or I'm sorry I shouldn't have done that, or I should have handled that better, or I should have given, you know, I should have given you more time for that, or, you know, and I listen to them, or we listen to them, not just me, you know. And like I've always said, I want them to know that they can talk to us about anything, and that is one of the most important things. So yeah, different stages, different ages, and sometimes when they all hit at the same time, it can be hard going. I mean, we've got Eva going through sort of, she's coming up 11, so she's kind of going through that tween stage at the moment, and Noah's 12-year-old boy, he's kind of hitting that stage. So sometimes it can be challenging in some ways, but, you know, you just get on with it the best you can, and you do the best you can, and you handle each different situation the best you can, really. And I think that's all you can do. But the one thing I will say is communication all the time. Communication with the kids all the time, and quite often as well, you know, if they are getting into trouble for something, and even if they're young, if they are getting into trouble for something that you think, you know, that is wrong or whatever, tell them, you know, to explain to them. Don't, I mean, we all lose our temper and we'll shout, and I try my hardest not to shout, and I don't often shout, but only when I'm really, really cross. But even then, you know, it doesn't really get you anywhere when you shout. So I will always try and explain why they're in trouble, you know, why you shouldn't have done that, and why, you know, that's one thing I have found is, you know, explaining why they are in timeout, or, you know, that's a really important thing, because otherwise they just don't understand and they won't learn from it. So yeah, anyway, I was going to talk to you about what I've been doing for the last couple of days, so I'm going to totally change the subject now. Okay, we've got less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks till they go back to school, which is rubbish, because I much prefer it when they're all at home. But anyway, we've got 2 weeks till they go back to school, so I've had to start the back to school prep the last couple of days. So I just want to show you, I've probably shown people this before, but this is my list. So I've got a spreadsheet, you know me and my spreadsheets and my organisation. I've got a spreadsheet, you see. So what I've done, and it's on the back as well, that's upside down. So I basically have done a spreadsheet for each child. It's quite sad because Lizzie is now off the spreadsheet because she doesn't go to school anymore. She's going to be going to college, so she doesn't need any school stuff. I know she'll need things for college, but this is more uniform and things like that. So Olivia has got top spot now on the list. But I would get quite confused as to who's got what, who needs what. And I mean, I've got a list as well of each person and what I need to buy. But I've done this spreadsheet with what everybody basic needs. So like jumpers, cardigans, shirts, polo shirts, how many, things like that. So that I can go around and write in, like with the older ones. It's quite good actually now because they've all kind of haven't grown. The girls haven't, they're kind of at that age where they're not going to grow much more. So a lot of their stuff that they've got still fits them and is still fine. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if Olivia wore a shirt to school many days last year, but we won't go there. But like they've got jumpers, so they don't need new jumpers. It's quite good when they get to that age that they don't need new stuff each year. And I used to kind of fall into the trap when they, I mean, when, to be fair, when they were younger, they probably did need new stuff each year because they grew. But nowadays, you know, things like school bags and stuff like that, if they don't need them, I'm not going to replace them because I kind of probably would have replaced most things at the end of each, or beginning of each new school year, they probably would have got most things new, but I've kind of, now I'm much more, I mean, I always used to wash up school bags and stuff, and if they were still okay, I've still got loads of school bags in there that are still okay, that they can choose from if they want one. But I would tend to buy things, new stuff like I said, because they've grown or whatever. But nowadays I tend to just keep things. If they don't need a new school bag, then don't get a new school bag. I mean, quite often they need a new lunchbox and things like that, because they just get trashed. And even if they've been in the washing machine, there's only so many washes that they'll go through. But obviously they need new shoes. Girls' school shoes were trashed from last year, so they did need new shoes. But if there's anything I can keep hold of from the year before, I'll keep it. So like the girls don't need jumpers or shirts. I think they needed some leggings, but that was about it. Noah needs all new stuff because he's grown, so he needs new stuff. And he needed a new coat because he managed to put a massive hole in his other coat, and it's that shiny material that you can't sew. So he had to have a new one. Even in a new coat, because hers is trashed and it's just awful. So she's got a new one. But like I said, if there's things that I don't need to replace, like the twins will probably go back in summer dresses and they still fit them, so they can wear them. But they do need, obviously there's stuff that's handed down as well. So wherever I can save on buying stuff, I will do. But so I can go around and see what we've got, what we need. The spreadsheet is brilliant. Apart from I had to tip it out because it was 2020. So I've used this for the last, this is the 3rd year going. I've printed off one of these, and it really, my brain can't cope with if it's got too many things in it. I start to get confused and it just overloads my brain. So with this, I can keep, and I can't remember things either because I've got so much going on in my head. I can't remember stuff. So this is brilliant. Just a spreadsheet with all the things that they need for school. PE t-shirt, PE shorts, PE trainers, coat bag, pencil case. The young ones don't need pencil cases. Lunch boxes. So I can just tick off what everybody's got, write in what they've got, and then basically the blank spaces are what they need. And then I normally write on another piece of paper that I can take to the shops with me what they need to have, or if I need to check to see if we've got anywhere else in the house, like PE t-shirts, we've got hundreds of them. And then obviously when it's full, everyone's got what they need. So it's one of the simplest things, but it really, really, really helps. I think even if you just had, it's just like a list, isn't it, really? But it just really helps, especially when you've got lots of kids to cater for and it gets a bit confusing. So that's mainly what I've been doing for the last couple of days, is checking out what we've got, what we need, and ordering school stuff. I ordered all their school shoes on Monday, and I ordered, what did I order yesterday? I ordered some stuff yesterday as well, but I need to go to Asda or Tesco and get some trousers and polo shirts and stuff. So yeah, I feel in a better position now than I was 2 days ago with regards to school stuff. So that is in hand, underway, so I don't have to worry about that too much. So yeah, I can hear them out in the garden screaming now. The sun's come out as well. So yeah, that's kind of what that, and just pottering around doing bits and pieces. Clothes, this room desperately needs tidying up. Everywhere's a bit of a mess, to be honest, because it's the summer holidays and I'm not going to worry about it because that's just what it is. Just have to do a little bit at a time. The thing is, there isn't enough hours in the day. I mean, Ben are always saying that there's not enough hours in the day to do all the things that we need to do, and you can't just constantly be working away and doing, cleaning and everything, because I want to be able to enjoy spending time with the children as well. And coming towards the end of the holidays, it just goes too fast. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go and find out why they're screaming, and then we're close to cooking tea. Actually, I better cook tea because Elizabeth's got to go to work. Okay, I'm off. What are you doing? Okay, that's the day. It's done. The little ones have gone to bed. We've obviously had tea. Lizzie's gone to work. The little ones have gone to bed. I'm actually going to go and finish off my other video, which is putting Agnes's clothes away. I'm hoping I can finish that off tonight. So yeah, that's it. I've just noticed that my curtain is hanging down. Someone's pulled on it, obviously. So yeah, it's just a bit of a mismatch midweek kind of update on what's been going on and stuff, really. So it's a kind of a bit of just an update, day in the life, all of it really. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell for notifications, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.